Welcome to my second video of how to compose music without having to play an instrument. In this video, we're going to work on a verse, but before we do, I'll give you a recap of what we did last time. So we put 3 chords in for starting chords. One for the verse, one for the chorus, and one for the bridge. So for our chorus, we started off with a C chord. For our verse, we're going to start it off with an F chord. And for our bridge, we're going to start off with a G chord. So this is the 1 chord in the key of C. This is the 4 chord in the key of C. And this is the 5 chord in the key of C. So in between, we threw a few other chords in. I used a 1 and a 4 chord in the key of C for the chorus. And I just did a variation on the 1 chord to give it some, to create some interest, so it wouldn't be too monotonous as it's playing through. Okay, before I start, just to avoid a little controversy, too many people feel that composing music without an instrument is like sacrilege. But actually, this method here can help people that do play musical instruments or want to learn how to play a musical instrument. Now, I'm just briefly going to go over that segment of it. And for instance, right here is a bass. Now, if you play bass guitar, all you'd need to do is, if you wanted to listen to this groove, which we'll play through once. Now, you can clearly hear what the bass is doing as the song is playing. But in case you can't, you can actually see what it's doing. And one way to do that is to double click on it here. And we'll take a look at it this way. And you can actually see the beats here. So this starts at measure 9, and this is measure 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. It would be helpful if I open the right one here. That's the piano. Let's open the bass. So if you take a look at the groove here, we're starting, each one of these lines is a measure, and each one of these lines is a beat. So you can see that the bass is mainly quarter notes, except for over here, they're 1/8 notes. And we have another 1/8 note there. So you can look at it in terms of a grid, and you can see what it's doing. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1. Okay. Another way we could look at it is if the bass player is learning to read notation, we can come over here and we can see it in score form. So there's the bass, and it shows you what's being played. So it's counting 1, 2, and 3, 4. 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 Now if we solo that, you'll be able to hear it by itself. If someone plays piano, you can hear what the piano groove is doing here. And if you wanted to see it, double click on it and we can take a look at it on the groove, on the grid rather. So here's your piano chords. There's C, E, and G. That's the C chord. See over here on the left, you have a keyboard, and these notes line up with the keys on the keyboard. Okay, and then here's your bar grid above. So you have your measures up here, and your beats. Each one of these lines is a beat. Okay? If you want to take a look at it in musical notation, you can just come over here. There's our piano. Play guitar, come down here to the rhythm guitar, and we'll take a look at it on the grid. You can see how it follows the beats here. And if you wanted to see it in a score, you can see it written out like this. So if you're learning to read guitar music, then these are the notes that you would read. Now I can also convert this into tablature for those who like to read tablature instead, but for the sake of this video and to save time, we're just going to go with what we have here. And also for the sake of the video and saving time, I'm not going to cover the drums just yet because the drums are a little more complex as far as how they have to be notated than the other instruments. So I'm going to save that for a later video. Okay, let's get to our verse section now. So I'll play the verse, and the verse section is going to have just an F chord in it right now. So let me release this, and the chord track is playing an F. Okay, so now the 4 chords in the key of C that progress the best to each other are the 1, 6, 4, and 5. So let's try, let's see, there's a 4 chord. Let's put a 5 chord and a 6 chord in there and see what happens. So first of all, let me zoom in on this. Okay, now in the chorus section, we used 1 chord every 2 measures. So let's use 1 chord every measure in the verse section. So let's put a 5 chord here, and then we'll put a 6 there, and then a 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, and then the 5 will cadence to the 1. Okay, so our 5 chord is going to be G, our 6 is A minor, and then we repeat that with a 4 chord again, and a 5, and a 6, and a 4, and a 5. Okay, I think I'm going to extend that A minor a little bit. So let's make this one an A minor. And then we'll start the 4 again here. And let's make that last one a 5 chord. And let's make this one a 5 chord too. So when it comes around again, we'll hear what it sounds like. Okay, and then when that cadence is back into the chorus, it will sound like this. Okay, this chord here, I think I'm going to change to an A sus2. Let's see what that sounds like. let's try reversing these and make this one the A sus2 and make this one the A minor. I think I like that better. Let's try an A sus2 here. Okay, now we need some drums. So one thing we could do if we want to keep the groove pretty consistent is to use the drums from the chorus. So let's just copy this over. Okay, here it is with the drums and the piano by itself. Okay. Now, it just sounds like that verse section should be doubled, but we'll take care of that in the arranger track when we're ready to do an arrangement. Okay, so we have drums and piano. Now let's use this piano groove or maybe a different piano groove for the verses. So let's see what happens if we use the one from the chorus. So this is the same groove, it's just played over different chords now. But see, now we have some chords being played where there is nothing happening on the piano groove. So let's just give this a listen quickly and see what happens. Now if I cut the chord track off, you won't hear the other piano. One thing I could do to remedy that is to take one of these and just copy it over here and then copy that one over there and copy that one over there. But there might be something happening with the bass and the rhythm guitar, so let's carry those over as well. And we'll see what happens. So let's take the bass and the rhythm guitar together and we'll copy these over. And let's give it a listen now right into the chorus section. Okay, that sounds a little too much like the chorus, so let's get rid of this. And let's just take these chords here. I'll take the chords and drag these down onto the piano track so that they just play once every chord change. Now, I noticed that the drums sound pretty monotonous once they get into the chorus because it's the same drum beat in the chorus as it is in the verse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it a little bit. Here's the drums. And let's see, that's our kick drum. So I want to keep that. I want to keep the snare. And I want to get rid of, maybe I'll keep the claps. Or the, yeah, that's the claps. Okay, so let's get rid of the the cymbals in the verse. There they are. Okay, so there's our hi-hat. I want to take that out. Okay, so let's listen to it now. Like I said, the verse sounds like it needs to be twice as long. So I'm going to take the verse. There's a couple different ways I can do it. I can either just double click on that and it appears over here, or I could drag it up from here or double click on that and see that changed to a 2. So now we're going to have 2 verses playing and then a chorus and then a verse and another chorus, and then the next one's going to be a bridge. So this is what they call the AABABC song form. So A is your verse, so you have A, and then B is your chorus, B, and then another verse, that's A, and then a chorus, B, and then your bridge is going to be your C section. But we didn't create the bridge yet, but let's play it up to this chorus here and hear what it sounds like with the 2 verses, chorus, verse, and chorus. It'll sound like this. Okay, now that sounded like it was a little short on the chorus. I think maybe the chorus has to be played twice. So let's change this to 2 choruses here. And let's play it from the beginning again. Okay, that's it for this second video.
Hey guys, this is Coco the Koala Bear. If you found this video informative, feel free to like or share it.